Oh man. I'm live. Hello. I'll be with you momentarily, folks. Okay, just wanted to make sure I had the chat up and everything. I guess there's a few things that are like what I consider important to talk about. Hello, hello. Where to start though? Well, without getting into like, you know, specific details, I just want to say, like, if you find someone in the group, like one of their channels, videos, and you think they're like really cool people or whatever, hey Scotty, what's up? And everybody else who popped in, I'm not really watching right now, but if you find them to be wonderful people, let them know real quick. Let's not be overly goofy with our emotions, and you know, like we all are, because we're messes. But it could make a big difference, you know, to somebody, and you know. Sorry. Man. There's a whole bunch of crap that I was gonna say, like, to anybody new coming in. Don't really feel like saying it though, but I guess it's kind of important. I'll just say, alright, if you're new, and, you know, first of all, you're lucky that there's anybody out here that, you know, puts this kind of crap up, because, I mean, there was a couple people when I found out about it, but it was like, you know, it definitely wasn't a lot, and there wasn't very many things to watch, so, like, you're constantly, like, hungering for anything, and you'll, like, watch something that, somebody that mentions it in their title, you'll watch the whole video just because it's in the title, and they'll be playing video games in the background. That's how bad it was. But, I mean, I was thinking about, like, that Cynthia Sue Larson that apparently has been around with this for, like, a long time. What was it like for them? Like, that must have been the worst. Like, probably nobody to talk to. Everybody thought they were nuts, and had we seen it a couple of years ago or whatever, before we knew about it, we probably would have thought they were nuts too. Like, God bless them, that's all I'm saying, like, for what the hell they probably had to deal with. And if, I mean, I really don't know much about her. I only watched a few of her videos, but if she was actually talking about it on YouTube at the time, Jesus. I don't believe that the Philip K. Dick guy is a real person, and I think it's part of the machine, because they wouldn't be showing him anywhere talking about this kind of stuff. Plus, doesn't he have books and stuff? That red flag, red flag, red flag. Yeah. So, but like someone like her, I shouldn't be feeding any information to the machine, but it's easy to tell in some cases who's definitely a shill. You know, look at someone like us, their numbers in their channel. Look at some others. If they're over 100,000, I don't think it's a good sign. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah. All right, hold on. I can't wait till there's more light out here, because I hate reading like this. Whether, if you're new, if you have any idea, you probably have some kind of download that gave you some clues as to what's going on. Personally, I think it's a spiritual thing. It's probably a lot of things in one, but whatever you think or don't think God is, it doesn't matter. Most people should, to some extent, think that there's something more than, you know, an explosion of nothing creating like, that's retarded. But whatever you think God is, like, it's probably from that source or whatever. But that, I mean, that's just my opinion. Whatever you find out, you find out. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into all this nonsense. I wrote like a whole freaking thing, and it's like, I really don't care to talk about all this. But just keep your mind open and your eyes open and everything, and never think that you have it figured out, because it's always gonna throw you more junk after you think you found it, and you know, you can be 100% positive, and then something new will pop up, and probably too many layers to ever figure it out. But you're probably very emotional, like most of us have been. Like, you'll probably cry at nothing and all that. And I know that when I came into it, like, I pretty much had given up all hope with like, people. I mean, the world will never be fixed in my opinion. I think it's meant to be broken. But I was pretty much like, I had given up on humanity, and I say humanity because I don't even know what the hell I am or we are. But I mean, you'll find that there are still good people out there that actually care, and you might like feel like you want to share a lot of love, and that you can't do that because people are assholes. But just find your group. There's groups out there, whether it's this one or you know, the other people that do live streams. You'll find your group, and you'll probably know it immediately. I knew, I think, in a couple minutes that these were my people, and I think, like, we were all saying I love you, and it's like, it's corny and all that, but like, you'll really feel it, and it's a very strange bond that, like I can't lie to my group of people, but I will lie. I mean, I have cut back quite a bit. Like, I can't remember if I've done it recently, but I will lie to my own family and my girlfriend, who I think the world of, and I don't think they're big lies or whatever, but I won't lie to people I've never met in person. Like, that's insanity. But you'll probably feel the same when you find your people. And it totally sounds like a cult, but fuck off. I don't care. Yeah, about keeping your mind open. There's nothing outside of the realm of possibility, as you'll probably find out. Like, totally a nonsense Roger Rabbit world we live in. Mr. Harrelson, I saw a couple days ago that you said it's possible to add your PayPal account for whatever, the super chat or something, and I can't be asked to go back and figure out which video it was. So maybe one of these days, if you can, I'll contact you or whatever, and you can point me to something that shows me how to do that, just in case someone wants to drop some dough my way or whatever. But I'll never ask for it, because that's fucked up. Even if I'm dead broke, I don't want to ask anybody for dough. But you know how it is. I've thought about a couple more things of my life story that, and I cut it off a little bit. Well, not early, but I kind of cut it off at a like weird time, and so I mean they're really nothing, but well, I guess they are something, or else I wouldn't include them. So I'll just throw them in here real quick. I remember, like, I don't know if I added that, like, my parents got divorced when I was like 9 or something, but I mean, I'm sure that was like a huge deal, but I guess I blocked it out and like made it an unimportant event, because I don't really think about it much, but I know it probably fucked me up pretty good. I can remember a day being that's not, hold on. I can remember a day being in the car with my mom and my cousin, and they were talking. I was in the back seat and they were in the front, and then my mom didn't like say exactly like, I'm gonna get a divorce, but like she was talking about, she turns to my and she's like, I think I'm gonna leave, and like I knew exactly what she was talking about, like, and it was just like a weird thing. Like, why would she have that conversation with me in the back seat, even if she thought I wouldn't pick up on what it was? It's like, it's almost like, and I'm sure it was, like a little planned out scenario that I was beforehand. How do I say this? Like I would know what she was talking about because it was just planned this way, and it could be like a, not even a real memory or so, like, you know, induced memory, but it's just such a weird like set of circumstances that, you know, from a few words that really don't mean anything, I knew exactly what she was talking about. There was absolutely no I guess evidence or any signs of my parents getting a divorce. Everything was fine. They didn't fight or anything. And then just one day, I heard them like kind of yelling at each other. I fell asleep on the living room floor, and they were yelling at each other in the middle of the night. My dad walks in and goes, "Do you want to come with me?" And I was like, "No," because I've always been a mama's boy. So, and I knew what it was like all about, even though I, you know, woke up to just craziness and not knowing what was up, but I knew what was up. I make a lot of sense, don't I? So yeah, there was a couple like weird instances, and I'm sorry, I'll check the chat in a bit. I don't know, I can't do both because I'll just get sidetracked, but you know, a couple weird stories from when I was a kid. I was climbing a weeping willow tree in my backyard one day, and let's just say, alright, so this is the tree. The branches are going out this way, all, you know, all directions, and let's say I was out on this branch over here. I remember sitting out on the branch, and then all of a sudden I woke up, we'll say, like I went down the branch and then all the way to where the whatchamacallit, the stump would like split or whatever, and I was hanging upside down by my foot. Like I woke up upside down, and like I was like, what the hell is going on here? But it doesn't make any sense that I could have even gotten to that position, because I would have had to roll down a very skinny branch to the other side of the tree, like 10 feet away. Makes no sense at all. I wonder if that was like another like death thing. But it was in the grass, so, and not very high up, so I can't imagine that I could have been that. Snap your neck, I guess. That's funny. Whatever. Just a weird little thing. This is just a funny thing. I remember friends and I were driving down the street, and we were talking about the movie Weekend at Bernie's, which is, you know, it's such a ridiculous concept for a movie, and it's a dumb movie. It's not funny, but like, unless you're like 5, which I probably was when it came out, and so we're talking about Weekend at Bernie's, and then all of a sudden my friend goes, "That guy looks like Bernie." And you look over, and there's a guy walking down the street that looks exactly like the guy Bernie. And, you know, there's just weird little things that'll, like, tickle you just right, where you, like, laugh so hard till you cry. I was bawling, like, for 10 minutes on that. I just couldn't, and, like, I couldn't breathe because I was laughing so hard. And it probably doesn't sound funny to you at all, but it was fucking hilarious to me. Obviously. Let's see. You might not know it by my miserable attitude as of late, but I used to be kind of fun and like do lots of practical jokes and, you know, stuff like that. Very goofy, and like I'll go to like ridiculous lengths for a joke, even if it's like something nobody would find funny but me. I guess like a Andy Kaufman type thing. I'll tell you a couple, I guess. This one was really fucked up at the time. Like, I lost a couple friends for this, at least for, you know, a week. I don't know if I was like tired or sick or something, but I was like just walking through the hall in high school, and my friend Carrie walked up to me. She's like, "What's wrong?" and in that split moment, I was like, I gotta do something with this. I was like, my friend, I won't give his name, but I was like, my friend blah 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 just died, and he didn't. It was just I felt like that was the way to go with a joke, you know. And it's like, it's very mean to fuck with people's emotions like that, but at the time, you know, I thought it was hilarious. Very dark sense of humor. And I think I was like 16 or something at the time. I don't know. But she was like, "Oh my God, that's terrible." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it is." Yeah. And then this person's sister, who went to the high school. Actually, the reason why is because that person was actually sick, and I used that. I don't know. It was like really like quick that I came up with it too. But anyway, that person's sister was at the high school, and she was like, or somebody said, "How is she taking it?" I was like, "She's in total denial. Like, you wouldn't even know it. She's acting like it didn't happen," and it played out so perfectly. It was like maybe a minute later, she happened to be walking down the hall too, and I was like, shit. I was like, how am I gonna do this? Because like, she probably would have played along too, if I had time to get to her. But so this girl Korrie was like, "Oh my God, there she is," and she walked up to her and she's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And this is my friend Aaron. So like, my friend Aaron, "Oh, really good," you know, and it just the way she was just so happy that it made it that much funnier, and then after a couple minutes we're sitting there talking, I'm like, this is gonna fall apart right here, but nothing happened. Like, she walked off to go to her class, and then Korrie was like, "Oh my God, she she needs help. She shouldn't be acting like this. She should be mourning." So I'm like, I don't know what to do about it. Like, I think she's going crazy. I don't know. And I played it off for I think 3 days, and then he came back to school from being sick, and I can remember walking into, I think it was lunch, and when somebody was like, "Oh, there's Jack," and then you see a bunch of heads turn around with the dirtiest fucking looks on their face, and I'm dying laughing, and they were so mad at me. Like, it was about a week before anybody talked. Well, not anybody, but I think Aaron found it funny, and she wasn't mad about it or anything, but yeah, it was a good week before at least 3 or 4 people talked to me. They were really, the girl Korrie was very mad at me. And she was like a real sweetheart too, so I shouldn't have messed with people like that. But yeah, that's just an example of how fucked up I am. Alright, so seriously, Mama Jen, and mostly the ladies here, because the dudes might find this funny, you might want to like turn down the volume for a minute. I'll go like this when I'm done with the story. You're not going to want to hear it if you're offended easily, or offended about just really fucked up topics, because yeah, you're not going to want to hear it. So just turn it off or something. I'll let you know when I'm done. I'm starting now. There's your warning. Okay, so we're driving down to go to a vacation down the shore, and I have a very dirty sense of humor too. So as we're driving, there's like a lady walking down the sidewalk, and she looked hot from the back. So as we're driving up to her, and like we look back at her, and she was hot, but she had a baby, like one of those, I don't even know what you'd call them, but it's like a little satchel or something to hold a baby. And then everybody was like, "Oh man, she's got a kid," like that's the worst thing in the world when you see someone hot, yeah, when you're young. But so I always have to push it super far, and I said, whatever, I just pull it out and come on the baby. Now that is obviously totally disgusting, and I don't think I would do that in real life. So but I just like, it's fun to shock people with really fucked up things that you say, and I could probably think of 100 other examples of that, but that was probably the worst thing I've ever said when it comes to that kind of stuff. Okay, you can listen again. I hope you weren't listening, especially Mama Jen, because what little respect that you have for me, right out the window. Okay. I should probably look at the chat now to see what you're saying, but I won't. And this is all randomness, so it doesn't have anything to do with anything. Just a quick story about like my grandfather that he passed away like a year or two ago at 97. That is a nightmare. I mean, he was a really cool dude and like a happy guy, but like to me, I better not live to 97. That sounds even if it was like this for the rest of the years, that's just too long. I can't do that. And even if I'm in a good mood for the rest of my life, nah, too long. Don't want to be here that long. But anyway, he was a really good dude, and I didn't find this out until very recently. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he was actually still alive when I found it out, but I didn't see him until, or I didn't see him from then until he died anyway. So, and I like to think that maybe this is where I get, you know, at least a little bit of my compassion towards people from. He did something really fucking cool that, I can't even remember who told me this story, but I think it was, somebody I worked with a few years back. His father knew my grandfather, in fact worked for my grandfather, who apparently, and of course nobody in my family is going to talk about this, but I would have loved to hear it from, you know, somebody in my family instead of a guy I work with. So my grandfather was apparently the Boardwalk Empire guy, and when I looked this up I thought it was a different name, like Nookie Thompson, I think it was. I thought it was Lucky Thompson, but whatever, that's probably really my memory just being bad. Confabulation. So yeah, he apparently around these parts was the Nookie Thompson of the area, and like he ran like a black market meat business during the war or something, like where he would like go and kill a cow and like I guess steal it and like sell the meat for cheap to people in the neighborhood, and like everybody loved him for it because I guess everybody was poor at the time or whatever. But that's not this is the part that like I really was like, wow, what, he's such a good dude. But so at some point he was driving like a heating oil truck, and I guess he had to deliver a lot of heating oil to the local school or something, but there was an old lady who lived alone and was like dead broke, and what he would do was, as he was going to fill up the school's heating oil, he would say take the hose or whatever and put it as if it was on the school's account and fill up this woman's home and not take any money from her, just do it because it's the right thing to do. And yeah, I thought that was really, like, I would do it because fuck the system. And you know, I don't understand why more people don't do that kind of thing, because I mean nowadays you know everything's on camera and monitored, but I don't know, maybe even though I think everything's bullshit, maybe the past was really like a lot, like people were a lot better back then where they would do stuff like that, and some people will now, but just not enough. But I guess we're here to change that. Maybe that would be nice, because people are important. And nothing in this system is. It's all fucking garbage. Whatever. Anyway, what else? Did anybody fall for my MA joke yesterday? I know I asked it in somebody's chat today. Now I'm gonna look. I can't imagine anybody did, but I just would like to know, because like I knew that my demeanor was like serious enough to where it was buyable, but when I said I have spies in the UK, I was like, fuck, I just fucked it up. But I guess nobody. Yeah, so I was like, fuck, I just fucked it up, but I was hoping that somebody might have fell for it, because I thought it was fun. No way, really, Scott? I thought that you would have easily not bought it, but that's funny. Well, earlier today, I was just sitting here, and I hear somebody over my shoulder go, "Hey, mate," and when I was like, "Yeah, he's here to kill me," and that didn't really happen. That's just a joke, but you know, I should be looking over my shoulder from now on. Oh, you asshole! I'm gonna get you, Harrelson. You and your little dog too. Anyway, but in a weird way, this kind of brings up a semi-serious topic too, and you know, because again, I want to be honest about stuff like this, even though there's probably no way you would ever find this out until maybe later when you can read my thoughts, but you know, I have trust issues even within the group. For the most part, I don't, but you know, every once in a while, like, I'll get a thought, and then I'll think, you know, it's a possibility that like MA or anybody is not who they say they are. And with MA, and I hope he doesn't take offense to this, because he should know how much I love him, but like, you know, from what I can piece together what he said about like his background, it's not impossible to have that thought. But I've only, and I should have thought it the whole time the way I am with not trusting anybody, but I only had that thought for like 10 seconds one day, and I was like, no. I was like, you know, first of all, I got to trust somebody, and he's done nothing to even make me have that thought, other than, you know, what I can assume his, my mom's texting me, but I'll do that later. You know what I'm getting at. And I mean, there are some people that I've seen, whether it's the Facebook group or in the chats, that like, I'm like, you know, I'm not so sure about this one. But if I talk to you like I do, and I don't give any kind of signs that I think you're, you know, a shill or whatever, then you have nothing to worry about, because I wouldn't be like two-faced like that. But you know, we should at least a little bit here and there question even everybody in the group. Just not question, I mean, like, to yourself. Question them in your head, be like, you know, is it a possibility? Sure, but like, then look at the way they are and act, and then you'll have your answer, and you'll probably just know whether they are or not anyway. But you know, sometimes, you know, my discernment's way off, and I won't pick up on something for a while. But you know, because we don't know if one, and I think that we're for the most part shifting together, but even if we're not, like, we're getting pretty damn close versions of the person to where they're basically the same. So I don't even think we have to worry about it. But we could shift into a time where MA's a total agent and like out to screw us. You know, we just don't know. But yeah, glad I planted that seed. What else we got here? Oh yeah, this is mainly aimed at like Mama Jen and like Sharky. I don't know if Sharky's here or not, but oh, there you are, Sharky. You said about like we should have each other's phone numbers to talk to each other, and I'm gonna get mine to you, but I just want to put this out here first so people will understand that like I don't like talking on the phone very much, and if you might call and I might not answer, just because I very much like to be alone, and like even this talking to a goddamn camera is like a little bit annoying to me, and but the main part of it is, and I didn't even realize I was this far gone into being disconnected from people for real. I talked to Mama Jen last night on the phone, and but like we emailed first, and she put her number. She's like, can you call? And I got like very anxious because it went from being like, to me this is like literally a video game or a movie or something, and it becomes real, like kind of real at a certain point when like you get out of your comfort zone like that. Like, it was like it wasn't like I wasn't going to call her or anything, but it was just I was like, really, like, it's easier when it's not real, and it's, you know, you have time to just video someone back and forth or whatever. But then, like, when you really have to connect with someone like that, it's like, it's hard to do when, I don't know how long it's been for you guys, but it's been a very long time besides being with my girlfriend, that I really talk to anybody. And, like, I'm uncomfortable talking to my girlfriend even. We've been together for 8 years. I don't know, it's like, even though, like, I love people and, like, do like to connect with people, it's like, I also really don't, and, like, I hardly look people, I don't even look the camera in the eye, I can't look people in the eye, so, yeah, so basically just know that, like, anybody can have my number, but I very rarely answer my phone, like, and it might take me, like, a couple of days to get comfortable enough to actually, but I really do want to talk to Sharky and everything, and, like, and I'd like to talk to all of you, but, you know, I gotta get over this weirdness with, you know, being a robot, I suppose. Just want to put it out there, that's all. What the fuck is this? Whatever. Also, getting with the whole game thing of it, a couple weeks ago, I was thinking, like, I think I've been in the game mode in my head for, like, a while, but, like, I kind of look at some of the funny things that happen, and, like, when the stream will go down, or, like, there was one day where MA got, like, was just buffering forever, or, like, it was actually kicking me and other people off of YouTube as soon as you clicked on his video, but no other video, every other video you can go on and watch, but his one specific live stream, it would kick you off YouTube. And I was like, the whole time I was going, ooh, so dramatic, so suspenseful, because, like, you know, obviously, if these forces, dark forces behind it all, really wanted to, like, kick us off, we'd be off YouTube, and it wouldn't come back on until MA was off, if it was really as bad as, like, we think it is. And I'm probably ruining the whole script or game or whatever by saying that, but, you know, I don't give a fuck. You know, it's all nonsense to me. But on the other hand, and I think that, like, I could literally sit here and not do anything, and everything will work out just fine. But then I'd be wasting my quarter and not playing. So it's like, obviously I'm gonna still continue to do it, but I just find it funny is all. What else? I was watching, right before this, I was watching Andrew Eaton's channel, and I didn't really get too far into the video, but I think it was called Playing with Sound in the title or something, and I'll go back and finish it so I can know what the hell he was talking about, but it sounded neat, and it reminded me of something from, like, a couple weeks ago when, before I left my job. There was a guy there that, he was colorblind, and he was telling me that he like invented, at least to him, he doesn't know that it exists anywhere, that he invented from looking at a color wheel, how to kind of figure out whatever a color is that he's looking at. And so I started pointing at things, and he was off on you know, maybe 2 out of 4 things, but it was pretty close, the color that he guessed. And I was like, that's still pretty amazing for, you know, I think he said that everything is, like, pretty much one color, or, like, if it's a dark or light color, he can, you know, kind of guess, but, like, I don't even know how to explain this properly, but basically, he figured out something, and he considers himself like not a smart guy. I was like, this is genius. I was like, I have no idea about anything about being colorblind, but I was like, you should first of all find out if anybody else has done this, and either way, I was like, let me video you and like explain it so other people can benefit from what you figured out, because he didn't think of it as a big deal. I was like, this is really a big deal, to someone who's annoyed at being colorblind, I would think. But yeah, I'll see if I can get him to do that, because even though it has nothing to do with like this, it's still something neat that could help people. I don't know, and I think it in that sense it has something to do with this. What time is it? I got plenty of time. Okay. Let's see. I was talking about a while ago my one friend that I think is affected, but I've tried like a few times to get him to either join or even like talk about this whole subject, and he just doesn't want to, or is too bogged down with real life. I gotta stop using the word real, but with life bullshit. And I was going somewhere with this, and now I just lost my train of thought. Okay, never mind. So he has some really neat, like, weird stories. I'll just give you one, and hopefully I can get him to tell it, because I'm not going to do it any justice. But he said that one day, I guess in high school or middle school, he was getting off the bus and walking towards his house, and he looked down the street, and he said he saw what looked like a few horses, but they were like made of like water, or like, if you see like the heat lines on a hot day down the road that are coming off the street. He said it kind of looked like that, and I thought that was interesting. Whatever it is, like if it's other dimension bleeding through or whatever it is. But this is definitely an affected type story, and even though I told him, I was like, dude, you're affected, and he just didn't want to hear it. But so he was telling me, and it's a funny story too. He said it was him and one other friend went to our friend James's house for dinner with his parents in high school or middle school, and I guess they call it the salt incident, because our one friend Justin like took the salt, or it was like, can you please pass the salt, and he got the salt and he started shaking it, like a normal person would with a salt shaker. And so our friend James's mom, like grabbed it out of his hand and like with a real asshole face on, like went and like tapped it twice, like, this is the way you use it, asshole, you don't shake it. And Rob was telling me like that he was there and remembers being a part of that, and when he brought it up to our friend Justin, he was like, oh, remember the salt incident? And talking to me, he goes, yeah, but you weren't there. And he said he was like so blown away. He goes, I guess I could have like heard the story so many times and like pictured it in his head that he kind of inserted himself into the thing. But he was like, no, he's like, I was there, I remember it. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I've heard stories like exactly like that from other people. I was like, you're affected? And he's like, no, don't want to hear it. It's like, I don't care. I was like, alright, man. I don't know. I really hope that at some point he can be, convinced to look into it more, but I've planted so many seeds that it's got to just come from him now, because he's got to, like, look at it for himself. But, yeah, because he's a really good dude, and, like, I've seen him go from what I used to be to what I am now. Like, we're basically the same person with, like the misery of life. Like, he used to be very, goofy and always laughing, and he was never content to just stay and doing anything, though. Like, he wanted to be, and he actually, he's real smart, so, like, he tried to be, like, 50 different things, and, like, he'll get bored after a year. He wanted to be like Indiana Jones, so he went to, I guess, Colorado to, what is it, whatever the hell that field of study is that Indiana Jones does. He did that, and he did it well, but then, like, I guess it turned out to not be anything like that. So, you know, he gets bored very quickly, and then he got married and had a few kids, which he loves, but, like, he's not the type of person to be tied down like that, because he gets bored so easily. And it wasn't very long. I mean, you know, I shouldn't even be. I don't think they're gonna see this, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if either he did get divorced or if he started thinking about divorce after a couple months. And, you know, that sucks, because, you know, first of all, there's kids involved. Second of all, you know, somebody's heart's gonna get broken. But I don't know. It's just this whole shitty thing. Anyway, how y'all doing? What else we got here? Oh, I sometimes get surprised when I still see people in the group, whether they're part of the group or just people coming to chat, that people are still scared of, like, chemtrails and shit. 'Cause I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I would think that by now, when you see all the changes that have happened to the body, that you don't gotta worry about any of it, because even if all that stuff in the sky is poison, you know, the lungs will change, the kidney, all that stuff to compensate for whatever damage it does, if it does any. So really, like, the only thing you have to fear is having to go to work, basically, because that's boring and obnoxious, doing mindless tasks for 40 hours when they can all be done in 2 or 3. Don't need to light it. That is all. Poppy, if she's here or not, 2 things. One, she was talking about something with that I guess her hands swell up a lot, depending on where we are, because of shifts, and she said that, like, her fingers will swell up like sausages, and it made me think of, if anybody's ever seen that movie, Freddy Got Fingered. It's like, Daddy, would you like some sausage? And just change Daddy to Poppy. Poppy, would you like some sausage? That has nothing to do with anything. And the other thing was, the way she said Alzheimer's, I think she said Alzheimer's or something, but so that brings up, how do you remember that? What do you remember, Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's, or do you connect them both like Poppy and it's Alzheimer's or something? Oh, or do you know a different you know, word? I think I remember Alzheimer's as the first one, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna see what you say. Rockbiter, yeah, I thought that, and to block whatever is above that. You know, that's why they dropped the ceiling, so to speak. But yeah, I think I've already said this, though, but, like, I basically think it was to spray a screen up there to project whatever they're projecting, but also to block the suns. You should show that, if you let me know if you want. I'll give you a moderator thing if you want to put a link to your video, the one with 2 suns, because that's like one of the best ones I've seen. I'm surprised that it's not up there with the rest of them. Very, like, really clear, and, like, because there's some videos out there with, like, what seems like it could be 2 suns where it's not 100% convincing, but there are some, but I think yours is, like, probably the best, because it's such a difference, and it's, like, completely, you know, opposite side of the world. So yeah, if you let me know if you want a thing, and if you want to post it. Sometimers, good one, Hobbs, good one. I can't remember the name of it because he sent me a link in an email. Bueller, Rockbiter. Do you want to put a link to that or no? If not, it's fine. I just put to something. Well, I'll tell you what, Rockbiter, since I trust you anyway, I'm going to give you one of them spanners. And, I wish I could do this for you. Oh, shit. Battery's almost dead already. Fuck. Alright, hold on. I got to plug this fucker in. How do you like my thumbs? Still not changed. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hopefully that doesn't screw anything up. Okay. Shit, did I even finish doing that? Shit. What did I do? Okay. Yeah, so, what the hell was I saying besides that? Yeah, check out his video whenever he puts it up. And you screwed with me, Rockbiter. I saw a couple things pop up that you posted the video, and I got all excited, and then I see it's about air guns or whatever those things are that you do. And, I mean, I still watched it, but, you know, still want to see my handsome young lad talking. When you're ready, my son, when you're ready. Mr. Harrelson. There was a lady, and or I'll just say girl. She didn't look too old or whatever, but on one of your first live streams where you invited people in, I think it was your second one, there was a girl in there that she had a cool story, and I'm wondering if she's still around or not. She was the one that said she remembers being young and seeing all the Berenstain Bears being spread out with the different names in front of her, and whoever did that was giving her the explanation of the reason why the books have different names on it is because they wanted to not be seen as Jewish or something. If you remember who that is, yeah, not Lynn's. It was I can't remember her name, but she seemed very cool, and I would like to see if she's still around. Yeah, I can't remember. If I can remember what the hell, because I'm almost positive it was the one, because I was on the first one when you let people come in, and I'm like 99% sure it was the second one. I'll figure it out, and I'll like take a screenshot of the lady. I remember she was smoking, and you know, like all of us do. But yeah, I'll get back to you on that. But I would like to hear her story if she's still around. These fucking things can never get it to straighten out. Now this one's almost dead. Whatever. I think I added another video to that to the playlist in my thing called Stream Topics, and I gotta see what it was and if it's something important or interesting. Oh, this is it's really not that big of a deal, but it's just another weird thing of here. I'll play it for you because it's another one of those like weird fake looking people, and they have that annoying radio guy voice like coming at you 99 point, you know, whatever. But his eyes look very mechanical and creepy. But yeah, so check this out and see if.
Was there, but now you can also hit this go live button that you see right there. So that's what I'm going to tap. Now this is only limited to people.
Well, that's the thing anyway. But
to creators with 10,000 subscribers.
like, people don't really talk like that, right? They shouldn't if they do. Yeah. I don't know, I get annoyed at shit like that. Like, people don't talk like we talk, like themselves. Like, they gotta put on an annoying radio guy voice, or like those, I don't know what you call them, the MCs at a wedding. Like, just say, you know, nice and calmly, this is the next song I'm gonna play. Would you like to get up and dance with your new wife? Like, they always gotta throw that fucking, like, I got something shoved in the back of my throat like a cock, and it's obnoxious, and I want to punch them in the face. Love and light, peace and love. I don't know, does that annoy you guys? It annoys the fuck out of me. Shit, I gotta go back to this thingy. Alright. Oops. Korrie, how dare you? Want to headbutt me? Why? What'd I do? What'd I do? Oh, maybe they're talking about the guy in the video. Yeah, right. You're talking about me. I think I might be out of stuff. I thought it was going to go longer than that. It's got to be more. Hold on. And yeah, like, as I was saying before, with, like, the trust issues, like, you know, talk about it. Like, it's probably better if, I mean, you don't have to even bring up specifics, but, you know, or, like, specific people. Just say, you know, I'm having some weird feelings about somebody in the group, blah, blah, blah. It might be just enough to say that, so you don't feel so weird about it. Here's something I wanted to show. Again, nothing to do with anything, but I happened to look through a little pamphlet, and I mean, we've been seeing this for a little while now, but when I see this, I can't help but think you'd have to be retarded not to see that this is clearly a man, right? Like, look at the face. I don't know if that's going to come through clear enough. See if I get some better lighting on that. Alright, look at that. Are you telling me that that really looks like a woman to you? Like, take the bun off. That's a dude. It's a dude. And, like, look, yeah, alright. Yeah, no, oh, she's got boobs, so it's clearly a woman. And this is like, it's like, again, I shouldn't have to explain this. I don't care if you want to go that route. It doesn't bother me. I'm not banging you, so I don't give a shit. But again, you'd have to be retarded if you're a guy and you're like, ooh, that's a very pretty lady. No, it's not. Then you deserve to get banged up the ass. I'm foul today, aren't I? But look, yeah, like, I don't care what people do with themselves, but, like, don't deceive people like that. It's like, it's weird. And now, like, when I see stuff like the chicks in Hollywood that, like, aren't chicks, and I can only hope that I never spanked it to any of them, because I'd have to kill myself. It's just, but then again, you know, that could all be down to shifting to somewhere else where there might really be a female version of this person, and that's who we saw at first. I actually saw something about that where it looked like Pamela Anderson was switched out with a dude, but there was clearly at one point a woman, Pamela Anderson. So I mean, that could be a whole part of this, like, sick, twisted little game. But it is very creepy, and I don't know, just the deception part of it. Yeah. What time do I got? Ooh, only a couple minutes left. Fuck. I'm not gonna have enough time to go through all this now, but questions, comments? Like, share, subscribe, or don't! Richie from Boston, I'm out. I should have saved that for when I'm really leaving. Huh? There goes. Fuck everything up. Fuck up a wet dream. Yeah, Michael Obama, exactly. very creepy. It's a hell of a hog that she's carrying too. Yeah, you know, and you know what, Rockbiter? Everybody knows that in the group, but it's like, I guess for new people coming in, but if they're, you know, for the most part, if they're affected, they're not going to be offended if they're from the old world where you could actually bust a ball or two. But yeah, it's like, we clearly don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but enough of this PC garbage. In fact, that's your homework for this evening, or, you know, whenever you get a chance. If you haven't seen it, watch the movie called PCU. It's so funny, and I think it was made in the 90s, but it was like absurd at the time, but things are worse than they were portrayed in that movie as being a joke back then. That's interesting. I wonder if that was planned. And shit. Alright, oh, yeah, I got a couple minutes, so Rockbiter, we were talking about something with on somebody else, or you had said something in someone else's stream about I think about the flat earth, and or maybe it wasn't even you, I'm not sure, but somebody said that it could be based on the amount of people that think that the earth is flat that made it flat, you know, like it shifted to that because enough people you know, bought into it, and it was maybe round, or, you know, a ball in our original, or whatever, timeline. And then some people might think that, well, the flat earth thing didn't really blow up until, like, after, you know, a certain time, but, you know, you got to think subliminally it was probably put into movies 20 years ago, and we just didn't see the, you know, the signs for it. I can think of one specific only, though, but and I don't know which channel it was, but somebody did an interview with a guy who did the movie called, it's the Jackass guys, Bam Margera. Oh, what the hell was it called? It's actually like a real movie, but oh no. Anybody know that movie? Haggard, me? I think it was Haggard. But the guy who made that movie said that somebody came up to him out of the blue, and it was really weird because they offered to pay for, I guess, the shooting of the movie for the day if they allowed them to put some things in the background, and one of the things in the background, I think, was like things that pointed to like a flat earth, and it's like, well, yeah, okay, so that's probably happened in many different things. And at first, I actually thought that it might have been, you know, the light side doing that to get it into our conscience, but it could have also been the dark side to make it to where we, how do I even say this, where because they did that, like we made collectively the earth become flat, and it's for like a sinister purpose. I don't know, but and also that gets to the whole thing about it being a simulation, or like a false digital reality or whatever. Like, clearly that was programmed into a whole bunch of movies, and do we see that now because of that? And that's annoying, because now we have to figure out how to get it back to like a real world or something, if that's the case. I don't know. I don't know what, it's very weird things that might not or could be true. It's like, I don't even know if there's really a difference between digital and analog. Like, I understand the concept of it and everything, but like with it, like with everything else, everything is nonsense. So it could be both the same thing, like digital and analog, and they just do something a little different to make it like seem totally completely different. Shit, I have another example of that I was just thinking of, and it left real quick. One moment. Yeah, it's gone. I don't think it's coming back. Fuck, I think it was something good too, but I don't know. Let me just double check one more thing. I think I'm done though. I got like 2 minutes. Shit. Alright, so... again, I'm gonna have to not see anything. Nice. My amp goes to 11.2, Sharky. Exactly, we don't have any idea what the shape of the Earth is, but it probably can change. Yeah, you know, this is something I thought about like a little while ago that I guess is worth bringing up. And I think first saw it, or thought it, when MA had a video where he was checking maps, I think in, I'll just say his local library or something, and he found a map that was like from, say, 40 years prior, or one map, and then 40 years prior matched that map, but the ones in between were different. It was like, now it's kind of hard to explain, but like if we think about, like, say the Earth is a living thing, and how we think it's shrinking now, maybe that's like the Earth breathing, and like, you know, your chest will expand and whatnot. Like maybe the Earth does that, and that's why there's changes in the, you know, how big or small the Earth is, because it's, but like one breath is like 100 years to the Earth. It's like, I don't know, weird little thing to think about. That probably has absolutely no, you know, no reality, nothing, reality, whatever. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. I'm tired. I haven't been getting much sleep last few days. That Jen's Gen lady's always keeping me up. Yeah. I'm not gonna be doing that tonight, and I don't think I can do it that often at all. Maybe a couple nights a week, and it sucks because I like to be there live, but yeah, whatevs. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, I'm already 2 minutes over. I hate to, you know, I'd like to keep bullshitting with you and actually talk to you in this now, but yeah, I don't wanna step on no toes, if there is any toes to step on. Oh well, love yous all. Fuck off.